early entry program and kindergarten registration is open now for the 2022-23 school year.
We can't wait to meet our new friends.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Fort McMurray Catholic School Board of Education's regular board meeting for March 14th, 2022. I call this meeting to order. And I would ask that Trustee Galanzowski provide us this evening with tonight's land designation and prayer.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We would like to acknowledge that we are on the traditional lands of Treaty 8 territory and the homelands of the Métis people. We recognize the land on which we stand as the ancestral land of the Indigenous peoples, excuse me, and is common home to everyone in virtue of God, our Creator's gracious gift. In the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Amen. Loving God, thank you for the gift of hope, which helps us keep our hearts and minds focused on the goal of eternal life with you in heaven. Through hope, our actions take on a new direction and purpose of building up the kingdom of God, where all people will be united as one family. By focusing on our Catholic faith, we can aspire to be models of Christ through our actions of love, forgiveness, compassion, and acceptance formed by our Catholic traditions. May the story of our salvation be known and shared, offering the encouragement that comes from knowing Jesus walks with us. We ask this through Jesus Christ, your Son. Amen.
Amen. Thank you for that. We move to item number 4 now, adoption of the agenda. If there are any changes, if there are no changes or additions to the agenda, I would ask for somebody to move that we adopt the agenda as presented.
I move do we adopt the agenda as presented.
Thank you, Trustee Shonbay, and all in favor? So moved. And we move now to item number 5, adoption of the minutes of the regular board meeting of February 7th, 2022. We've all had a chance to review those minutes. If there are no changes or omissions, additions, could I ask for somebody to please adopt those minutes as presented?
I move to adopt the minutes of February 7th, 2022 as submitted.
Thank you, Trustee Higdon. And all in favor, please? So moved. We do not have any items arising from those minutes. And we move now to pass the floor over to Deputy Superintendent MacArthur Poole.
Good evening, Madam Chair. Thank you. I'd like to introduce first Principal Lisa Hilsentegger from Holy Trinity High School. And she will be introducing her student who's been selected for the Minister's Youth Council. Wow, it's been a long time. I'm feeling rested. I know what I'm supposed to be doing. Anyhow, good evening, board. So nice to see you again. I do have with us this evening our grade 12 student, Hamna Dowd. Hamna is one of our high achieving students. She's also on our basketball team, so she was gone away this weekend for zones, and she still finds time to be a member of the Minister's Youth Council. So she's here tonight to present a little bit about her involvement with that. Hamna.
Thank you. Hello everyone, as you've known, my name is Hamna Dowd, and today I'll be giving you a little overview of Minister's Youth Council. So to begin, we're going to start with what is the Minister's Youth Council. The Minister's Youth Council is a council made up of 40 students from junior and high school, and they come from all over Alberta with a diverse set of identities, hobbies, interests, and Alberta's Student Council works with a range of government officials, including the minister herself, which students get a chance to speak directly to regarding issues in the educational system. So what do we do? Students are selected for a term of 8 months that is within the school year, and we meet up for 3 meetings during the year, during fall, winter, and spring. We actually have one upcoming in May, during the May long weekend. These meetings are usually held in person, but of course, as we know, due to the COVID-19 pandemic, we have to adapt. So these meetings have been online. During these meetings, we attend a bunch of sessions and presentations, and they vary from just giving us a better understanding of the school systems, the issues, and giving us the opportunity to speak on them, question them, or suggest different perspectives if there's any changes that are coming. We also get a chance to meet with the minister at the end of every weekend, and we get to speak to her directly, and we get to write to her, and she does promise that she reads all of them and takes our suggestions, our opinions, and then we see those implements. So what is the impact of the Youth Ministers Council? Ministers Council gives students basically a direct platform to speak to those who we essentially think are in charge of the big decisions. Because as you know, students, sometimes we feel a little bit dismissed. We might go to our teachers, then she says, okay, I need to talk to the principal. Then the principal says, I need to come here to the board. And then the board says, I need to go back. So this is the big guys for us, and we get a chance to speak to them. We get a chance to advocate for ourselves, our peers, what they might be going through. Students develop a lot of skills, dialogue, how to negotiate, because we don't always get our way when we're speaking to her. And then schools, this improves relationships between teachers, parents, ourselves, students, and for the system in province. This helps us create a more responsible system and a system that is more focused on the needs of each and every student with unique issues. Yeah, that is the impact. The most notable impact that we've had this year was probably the decision around diplomas. Me included, I advocated for the class of 2022, along with a lot of other students, and yeah, that is the impact of the MYC. Lastly, why did I apply? My choice wasn't that hard, it was very easy, although my dad might disagree. He did do a little bit of nagging for me to apply, but that's because he knew this is where my passion is, this is where my root is. I've always wanted to work with people. I like to advocate and be there, and that reflects my identity, and that's why I think I got selected. But I think it is also crucial for our school systems to have the input of a variety of students, and just students in general, because the school system is made for us, for the students, and if we're not having the students talk or raise their voices, then we can't really get an accurate representation of that. Yeah, thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
That was awesome.
Any questions?
Does anyone have any questions for Hannah? Or comments?
I'd say, what is the best thing you've gotten out of this? And then maybe what would you tell like maybe a younger student who might want to do this?
I think the best thing I got was the dialogue and just speaking with just government officials. Maybe, we're not really used to that, especially during the COVID pandemic. We've been so isolated that social interaction has really changed, and we make a lot of connections during these meetings. We meet a lot of officials, a lot of other people even outside of the schooling system, and we meet a lot of friends. Anyone younger than me, I'd say definitely apply if you're into this path of helping people and if you want to learn more about the school systems. Yeah.
Thank you. I just have a quick question and a comment. Thank you for putting your name forward, because it's not often that we get some good representation from
Thank you.
from the north, and I love that our school district is represented. Can you serve or can you participate more than 1 year, one term?
Yeah, you can. You can participate twice, so 2 terms. I unfortunately can't because I did apply in grade 12 and I won't be in school next year. But you can serve 2 terms. There's about 40 students that get selected, and 8 of them can be returning students.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you can go. Sorry.
Does anything like what the presentation you're giving us tonight happen in the schools to let other students know about the program who might be interested, who are in some of the younger grades?
Sorry, Susan.
Sorry, do you do a presentation like this in the school to talk about your experience with the MYC that might inspire or encourage other students?
No, I haven't been asked to do one just yet, but
Okay.
maybe that could come up. Yeah,
Cool.
for sure.
Just a quick question. You said that your choice was easy to apply because you wanted, you kind of see a future in this type of work for yourself. So I'm going to ask the common question. You're in grade 12.
Yeah.
So what is the end goal for you? Where do you see yourself?
So I want to become a registered social worker, and I've applied to UFC and gotten accepted for psychology, because you do have to transfer over for a social work degree, and that's my plans.
Great.
Congratulations.
Congrats.
Well, thank you very much, Hannah. We very much appreciate you applying and then becoming part of the Minister's Youth Council. As trustees, we hear about it from the minister's perspective, but we were it's nice to actually hear how you've been involved and
For
the
sure.
impact that you're making on education both locally and provincially. So we appreciate everything that you do, and we do hope that you take that forward to,
For
you know,
sure.
potential future students at Trinity and Merck, so that we can, you know, continue to have that voice. So
Yeah.
thank you very much for
Thank you
for your time.
How did you hear about it?
How did I hear about it? So my dad actually heard about it. Yes. And then also, I'm sure you guys know him, Vaughn. He works with Annie. Yes, he also messaged me about it because he knows I'm very involved in just volunteering and all that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's great.
Thank you so much.
Okay, well then I have one more question. How can we as a school board get the word out there more for students to get them to be involved in this type of political engagement?
I think just putting it in, like, every day we have school announcements, putting it up there. We have the TVs going on in the school, even there, or like our liturgies, just have it where students are listening or around the school. Because I didn't hear it from school, to be honest.
Yeah.
But, you know, it helps our school out. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you for coming out this evening. And thank you to your parents for their active engagement.
Proud principal moment.
Yes.
Spoke so well.
Yes, very.
And if you would like to introduce the second.
Okay, I was thinking that was up next.
Yeah, yeah.
So, Madam Chair, we have Principal James Park from St. Martha's School, who.
Sorry, he's just asking us if we wanted
Well,
to.
they asked if, are we going first, so I just assumed that maybe they didn't want us to stick around.
Yes, you are welcome to leave after your presentation if you would like, or stick around for St. Martha's presentation. That's entirely up to you.
Okay. Sorry, Mr. Park.
Well, it's very timely. Hannah is an ex-Eagle, so she might say good segue.
I thought so. So I'm an ex-Eagle parent.
Yes, well,
and school council chair actually. So I did recognize your dad, but I couldn't figure out where from. So
Everyone recognizes
yeah. Very.
All right. Thank you very much.
Very good segue.
Thank you.
Nice seeing you.
Thanks for nagging her.
Yeah.
Always.
And good luck, young lady, in your future endeavors.
Thank you.
I'm sure you will go far.
Thank you.
Successes in the future.
No, don't trip on.
Take
Here,
care.
guys. Careful.
You can fill me
You're
in,
welcome.
James.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry about that.
That's okay. Madam Chair, we have James Park and as principal of St. Martha's and vice principal, oh my gosh, Shannon Pleshka, here to do a presentation about the assurance and what assurance framework and what's going on in St. Martha's.
Okay, so we really kind of batted the ideas around and how we were to present this to you. You can read our assurance framework, I'm sure you probably have. A lot of hard data, a lot of information there, but we really wanted to somehow give you a sense of the initiatives that St. Martha's currently doing that tie into our assurance framework. We know you haven't been able to get into the school, normally we would have students here with us to talk about this. So we decided we'll do a slideshow up, interview some people in the school, show our stakeholders, and we based it on areas of faith development, literacy, numeracy, mental health, wellness, ECS, high school completion, and we just wanted to give a sense, okay, what are our staff and all our stakeholders doing to address these things? So, whenever you're ready.
Okay, so we're going to begin with early learning. In ECS, we provide. Thank you. Go ahead. We provide our youngest Eagles. Oh wait.
Our early learning programs are centered around meeting.
Oh, you need to turn that.
Okay. Children are immersed in a
This is
language
Julia.
environment that focuses on social emotional awareness, social interaction, exploration, and inclusion. And fostering these skills in the early years inspires students to delight in learning, while also helping them to become well-rounded students who value persons, community, responsibility, and learning. In our early learning programs, we strive to nurture enthusiastic, lifelong learners.
Computer.
Can you play it so I can see?
Yeah.
Hybrid meeting technical
Our early
difficulties.
learning programs are centered around meaningful discoveries where children have time to grow and develop. Children are immersed in a language-rich environment that focuses on social emotional awareness, social interaction, exploration, and inclusion. And fostering these skills in the early years inspires students to delight in learning, while also helping them to become well-rounded students who value persons, community, responsibility, and learning. In our early learning programs, we strive to nurture enthusiastic, lifelong learners.
So in the next video, we're gonna watch Miss Patey. She's one of our beautiful teachers that work with the little kids. So we're gonna kind of see an activity that she kind of does with them.
1, 2, 3,
So moving along, our next slide is going to look at literacy at St. Martha's School. We use a variety of assessment tools and whatnot, our F&P resources, our writing samples, CC3 and Lens and whatnot. The whole idea is that we wanted to use hard data to inform instruction and planning for our teachers. So we're going to see Miss Payne's grade 2 class. She's going to briefly introduce what she's done with her data and how she's applied it to help her kids in terms of literacy.
I'm Lindsay Payne. I teach grade 2 at St. Martha's School, and this year for my literacy goal I implemented the program Secret Stories to help my students with their reading and writing this year. Secret Stories is a phonics-based approach to learning, and it uses a bunch of fun, creative little stories to give students a logical explanation as to why sounds make the sounds that they do in words. It's been going great so far. My students have been really buying into it and they've been loving it. So we can show you a little bit about what they've been doing in class. The superhero vowels, and then we'll put our hands up for the digraphs. Hands up. Okay. Superhero A in his long form says A. When he's in his short and lazy disguise, he says A. Good job. Okay, what about superhero E when he's in his long form? What does he say? And when he's in his short and lazy disguise, as he puts his hand to his ear like a granny and says, superhero I, when he's in his long form, he says, I. Good job. When he's in his short and lazy form, he bends sideways silly, makes an eye with his mouth and says, let's try that one again. Good job. Okay, superhero O, when he's in his long superhero form, he says, oh! When he's in his short and lazy disguise, he goes to the doctor and sticks out his tongue and says, ah! Good job. U, when he's a superhero in his superhero form, he says, you! When he's in his short and lazy disguise, he doesn't listen to his teacher very well. So when he's asked a question, he says, good job.
Did you say,
Yeah, what did
Next, we're going to go into numeracy. Using the same ideas, using the data that we've gathered throughout the year, we have an instrumental tool. It's called the MIPI. It's the Math Intervention Programming Instrument. We determined that an area at our school that needs a lot of work is number sense, add, subtract, multiply, divide, mental math strategies. So we've been working really hard with our students to try and improve those strategies, to kind of go through them. So we're going to watch Miss Janelle Abbott. She's a grade 6 teacher. One of the little activities that she does with her kids after she kind of explains a variety of strategies that she uses, she's then going to go into the video and kind of show how it's implemented in her class with one of the activities.
I'm Janelle Abbott, and I teach grade 6 here at St. Martha's Catholic School. Since returning to school after Christmas break, St. Martha has deemed numeracy fluency essential to student learning. Student success begins with 4 basic concepts: addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. These concepts are needed to ensure comprehension in a number of our units, specifically when working with place value, decimals, factors, fractions, and more. In this class, we have increased our exposure to these concepts in order to keep the outcomes fresh in our minds. Some activities we have integrated into our day have included Math Mind Crunch, Backspace Off, Multiplication Challenge, Integer Tug of War, Writing Story Problems, Multiplication Battleship, and others as well. Today you will witness my class demonstrate for you Backspace Off. Students play a team-based multiplication game. They line up in front of each other, and whoever answers correctly the quickest gets the point. Students earn a reward from the prize bin to encourage them to learn their facts for the next day. In an attempt to reach all types of learners, I use written work, games, challenges to achieve optimal participation. Rewards also help too. These intervention type activities have been completed at least 2 times a week for a duration of approximately 15 to 20 minutes. However, depending on the activity, it can run up to an additional 10 minutes. I'm continually finding and implementing more activities to their daily math to encourage a better understanding of numbers specifically. 5 times 7. 35. Right. Okay, behind your back. 3 times 4. 12. Yep. First to 5. Okay, ready? Ready? 10 times 4. 40. Yep. Let's go. Let's go. Ready? 9 times 8.
72.
Yep. Ready? 6 times 6.
36.
Oh, you got it. Ready?
Yeah.
Hard one for you guys.
No mercy.
7 times 8.
56.
Oh, she slapped first.
I slept first, 56.
Okay, you ready? It's gonna be a good one. 11 times 8. 88. Slap first, and you said it.
I just slapped first.
Okay, this could be the winning point. One more point, you guys win.
Slap it first.
Slap, and then you say your response.
Jappy, hurry up, slap it.
12 times 5. Slap it!
Slap it. 60.
in terms of the assurance model, high school completion it's in our framework, and it's at an elementary school. It's a long way down the road for us, and you know, we talk about setting them at ECS on the road to lifelong learning. But we, as we all know, a major initiative with our district is Indigenous students' graduation rates. So we wanted to briefly look at what our Indigenous Liaison, Robin Elson, is doing in the school to kind of contribute to this down the road at grade 12.
Hi, my name is Robin Elson. I'm the Indigenous Liaison here at St. Martha's. The goal of my position is kind of threefold. One is to work with the teachers and the students in order to bring Indigenous culture and knowledge and stories into the classroom. The second, the one which is, I would say, the biggest piece of my pie, is working with Indigenous children and their families in order to create a comfort level within a system where we have failed them before. The goal is to create success for our students and families, however it may look. And the third aspect of my job would be to help bring in a sense of community using Indigenous culture to help create that sense of connection and community within our school.
Yuck.
Now what's mom's brother? Anga. Now dad's sister. So this is mom's sister. This is dad's sister.
I talk.
Yeah. And then dad's brother. And now, because people always ask me, Kamek. Yeah. That's dog. Kamek. And then cat is Kietsuk. Yeah. I don't know any other pet names. So, how many people do you guys have in your family? You have a little puppy, and you?
I have 2 puppies.
2 puppies?
I have a lot of brothers.
Who's in your family?
I have a lot of brothers.
I know what Claire is sharing right now.
Remember?
So sorry, Cardinal. I'm 8 years old.
And what are you going to teach everybody today?
And this is sanity things,
Can you tell me just who can have long hair?
boys and girls,
Why is your hair long?
to be closer to our ancestors. We keep our hair long for the people who came before us and those who may have long hair. So future generations can have strength and continuation.
How do you braid your hair?
We spend when we bring our hair. We braid our hair for strength of the mind or spirit.
So the belief is each strand stands for mind, body, and spirit, and when you weave them all together, it creates a stronger. Who should braid your hair, Josiah?
Only people close to you and your family. They think you're bought so you can't be good hair.
And when would you cut your hair?
When somebody close to you dies, or when you need a new beginning.
And then we have a little video for you.
Now we're going to focus on mental health and wellness. At St. Martha's School, our goals are basically to promote a healthy living lifestyle and embed that with our students. We want to focus on eating healthy and also participating in physical activity. Ms. Walsh, who's our counselor, she runs a snack program at our school. It's amazing because she gives the students like leadership roles, so they have the autonomy to kind of run how the snack program goes. And they make sure every day that there are healthy snacks for every single individual student that needs it or is in necessity of it. So it's very well run within the school because the kids it's just normal. It comes every day, and if they don't get it, They remember. They're very adamant about having their food. So, but it's all healthy based to kind of go with that. And that's one aspect that she does, because she does very many things in our school. So here we're going to watch a video where Erin Mrs. Walsh, kind of explains what she does, and then we're going to just take a sneak peek at what the actual snack program looks, but that's one of many things that she does in our school.
Hi there, my name is Erin Marcus Walsh, and I'm the school counselor here at St. Martha's School. Just wanting to, summarize the programs and initiatives that we have here at the school to support wellness kind of across the board for everyone. I see it as having sort of 3 tiers where we provide universal supports to students in the classroom where everybody can learn about different aspects of mental health. Then we have more targeted, where it's small group interventions for students that require a little bit of extra support. So a popular one that I do that most students seem to enjoy is a Lego social skills group, where we meet weekly and essentially kids do a Lego build together, all while working on social skills. And then providing individual support for kids that might just need a little bit of extra help, kids and families for that matter. So one program, I guess it would be considered a universal support, that I was asked to highlight is our snack program. So it kind of is very much a community effort, a team game here. So it started with getting a grant from PC Children's Charities. That is the bulk of where we get our funding from, so that we can purchase fresh fruits and vegetables to fill our snack bins with each week. We also did a snack drive where the whole school community was asked to bring in stuff to kind of fill our shelves at our pantry that we access regularly. And then we also have a group of parent volunteers that come in every week to prepare the fresh snacks. And so it really is a team effort. From there, each day we have targeted students who take on leadership roles to fill the snack bins and deliver them to all the classrooms. So sort of a win-win all the way around, where we have leaders that are proud to do this job, as well as feeding kids who just might need a little bit of extra. It also provides an opportunity for kids to try new snacks that they might not normally be exposed to, and provide the fresh fruits and vegetables. So anyway, that's a quick summary of the snack program in particular.
In terms of faith development, one of the areas that myself and last year, Janice Laney, who's now the vice principal over at Merck, one of the areas we really wanted to focus on this year was centered around prayer, and that we wanted it to become a more prevalent thing throughout the school each and every day. We do our prayer every morning as a school, but in terms of a universal counseling strategy, prayer is very, very, very impactful and very, very strong, and it allows the teacher to get an insight into what's going on in each of their classes each and every day. So many of our classes now do intentions every morning. That's how they start their day. Kids can participate or not, but a lot of times you see there a child is, for whatever reason, doesn't come in a very good state. Through this, and anecdotally, when I'm talking to teachers, I hear them sharing these things with us, that little Johnny shared that his mom is struggling with an addiction, or little Johnny's grandmother is dying of cancer or whatnot, where they're normally a very bubbly and effervescent child for some reason on that day. So we just wanted to challenge staff to make prayer more prevalent, because we always say, well, there should be a difference when you walk in a Catholic school as opposed to the public school next door. It needs to be more than just a cross on the door. So we challenged our staff after Christmas with a 21-day prayer challenge, where we just asked that every staff member pray one more time with their kids each and every day. We put it out to families as well. The whole hope is that over time, where it's the teacher leading it, but over time, the hope is that it becomes ingrained and it's organic, and the kids are the ones that lead it. And they're the ones that, hey, we had a dispute at recess time, can we pray on this, miss? Or can we pray on this? Or we had this conflict between myself and someone else. We did conflict resolution, can we now pray on this? So we just wanted to, we interviewed a grade 4 teacher, Amy Alexander, and how she uses prayer in her classroom, and how impactful it is for her personally and for her students. Now, I apologize, it does get a little bit long, but we didn't want to cut her off, because her message at the end was, there was no way to pare it down, so I apologize. It's a little bit long, but it is quite impactful.
Hi, I'm Miss Alexander. I'm a teacher at St. Martha's School. I've been here for about 13 years now, and I teach grade 4. So I am Catholic. I was born Catholic, raised Catholic. And I was lucky enough and fortunate enough to be hired into Catholic schools in my past. But I'm only going to talk about being here at St. Martha right now. So something I've done is, toward religion, is we begin our day each day with prayer. And I've carried this from other provinces as well to here. And what I've discovered is, we pray first thing in the morning after announcements, and the kids are a little timid at first, but I found that as time went on, they really gravitated towards the morning prayer, and because we do it every day, they always make sure that it was never forgotten. So every day we would start with prayer. We do prayers and intentions, and you learn a lot from the students when we do this, and you get more into how they think of others, how eventually it pulls into the community, into each other's families. They actually remember, someone maybe said a prayer about their grandmother, and 2 days later there's another student bringing that grandmother up and saying to the student, they say a prayer and they're saying, I hope your grandma's okay. So I find that it's evolved, and I really appreciate that. And something else that I brought into prayer and religion is the rosary, and it stems from my mom. My mom, being a very Catholic individual, would always send rosaries to whatever school I was at, so as far as the Yukon. When I taught in the Yukon, I had rosary beads sent to me. And when my mom passed, I thought to myself, you know what? I'm going to continue doing the rosary with my kids, of course. But the one thing that I did do was the very first rosary beads that my mom ever sent me, that I used most of the time with the kids, I then decided to give to my students. And the class that I gave those particular rosaries to, they knew the story about the rosary, and they knew what it meant to me, to my mother, and they were very thankful for that. I got several emails from parents stating how they would make sure that it was put in a special place, that their kids would treasure that. So it meant a lot to me, and I now continue to do that. So my mom will be This January, my mom has been gone for 5 years. So from the very year that she passed, I've been giving the rosaries to the kids. And they look forward to that. They pick their rosary, and they learn that that October is the month of the rosary. So they take that and along with their Bibles, and they learn to read the passages, and we do the rosary during the month of October is usually when we introduce it. And this year even something else changed. Once we were done with the rosary during the month of October, the kids then decided, they were like, oh, can we keep doing this? Can we keep doing this? And I just couldn't believe that not that I couldn't believe that they said it, I was just so thankful that they wanted to keep doing it. Because I feel that one of the seeds that can be planted is exactly what had happened. Will they want to do this in their future? Will they want to do it 3 years from now? Or will they pick it back up next week? Who knows? But it's a seed. And so we decided that the kids had decided that we would, because I wanted it to be their decision, they wanted to keep doing it, and so they decided to do it once a month. So once a month we will do the 5 decades, we will do the rosary, and that's kind of how that evolved. So I find that the prayer, the rosary, everything is sort of branching off, and it's sort of like a tree. It's sort of like the symbol. And they all have little prayers off on their branches for certain people in their lives. And so everything that we do here at St. Martha for religion is sort of like a seed. And all you can do is plant it and hope that they will take with it what they will, and you never know where it'll lead them. Thank you.
The Ascension. When Mary died, she was taken, body and soul, into heaven to be with Jesus, where she intercedes for us in prayer. I imagine her excitement at being with her Son again, and the pleasure at being in heaven with God. I pray for her intercession and help it growing closer to Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners, now and at the hour of our death. Amen. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, be on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen.
Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with you. Blessed are you among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners, now and at the hour of our death. Amen. Hail Mary.
And the last few things are just some glimpse into other stakeholders that are prevalent in our school. We look at one of the areas with school council is we're always trying to drum up more people to attend meetings and tap into the expertise that are amongst our families. Our leader lighthouse team for Leader and me did up a video with our kids. They're asking parents to join, not necessarily just on the second Tuesday of every month or third Tuesday of every month for school council, but to be part of the school now that hopefully things are open up, we'll be able to get those people back in. We have a parent as well that we want to interview. She's our school council president. And then we interview one of our caretakers. As we all say, it takes a village. Well, this woman is just one of the most amazing people that I've come across. And as a caretaker, a lot of times you don't see them as teachers, but she's the very definition of a teacher in our building. So that's their name.
In January, Mr. Park challenged students and staff to participate in the 21-day prayer challenge, in addition to St. Martha's daily morning prayer, to add one extra prayer throughout the school day.
Mr. Park encouraged families to also participate daily by saying one extra prayer at home. Due to many different situations and restrictions in the world right now, for example, not having our monthly mass in the gym, which students, staff, and parents definitely miss, the prayer challenge brought that missing piece back. For my own family, the challenge brought us closer together through the communication of prayer. It helped the kids talk about things that they were worried about, different circumstances that are going on in the world, and things that they hope improve in their life through prayer. Also, through different conversations with other parents that have students going to St. Martha, the prayer challenge brought great and positive discussions between our Eagle students. So the prayer challenge was definitely a hit and well recommended.
Hello. At St. Martha's School, we value community, and we sure do miss having all our Eagle families being in the building.
Our little Eagles wanted to take some time and encourage you to share your skills, passion, and interests to help them on their learning journey. Enjoy the video, directed and acted out by your very own Eagles.
Here at St. Martha, we know that community is a huge part of learning. God has given each person in our community unique skills, talents, and gifts that we want to learn more about.
All we need is for you to share what you love with us.
Like what?
It could be anything. For example,
It could be a special skill that you can share with us. It could be a cause or a topic we're passionate about that helps us lead the way into a better future. You might have leadership skills that could help our school council thrive. Yes, we approve the purchase of new electronics in your class.
maybe you are an expert in your field or have an interest in hobby that could impress us. Or you are simply available to volunteer sometimes. If this sounds like you, please fill out a survey. We need you.
Don't worry, this doesn't mean that you're committing to anything right now. We just want to learn more about you, so that we can find different ways that we can work together and learn together.
St. Martha School Council has prepared a short survey to get an understanding of interest with volunteering for our upcoming school year. Please take less than 1 minute to fill out the survey. Even if you are unable to present at our school, there is a section to say no. All responses are encouraged and appreciated, and remember, you set your own schedule. We would be grateful for any time you could possibly give.
We can't wait to see you at our school.
I think we found your replacements, Francois.
Hi, my name is Paula. I'm day custodian at St. Martha School. I think the thing that I bring to my job every day is positive energy. I'm surrounded by 700 plus people in the run of a day, and I think they see my face the most. So I'm the person that tries to give a good word of encouragement, show them what respect is. And I see that in children. They come, they run, they say, Miss Paula, I cleaned the bathroom, because they know how important it is that other people gotta go in there. I'm saying that I don't think I would be in this position if it wasn't for the staff of St. Martha. They back me 100%. I love these people like my family. And I went into a classroom the other day to collect the garbage, and every day I go in, I get probably 15 or 20 pictures given to me from the kids. So the teacher and I had a little chat about it, and she said, ask them if they could write a story about their picture that they're giving you. So I went in and I asked the kids, hey, tomorrow when I come in, if you give me a picture, can you write a story about what the picture is? So they were all for it, so we'll see what happens. It helps in the writing. It helps to bring their skills together. So I love this school. This school is my family, and there's nothing that I wouldn't do for the people in this school.
Okay, so I hope we didn't take up too much of your time. we just, hopefully you get a good sense of what we do in the building each day, and now that you can come back, you can visit, please do so. We'd love to see you. Any questions?
Awesome, thank you. Does anyone have any questions or comments?
I think just around the, I really like, the praying piece and bringing that in and like being more than the cross on the door. I think it's, with my kids being in Catholic school, I think there is a difference.
Yeah.
So I think, I really like that. And I did like, I wish she kind of, Miss Robin there, would have I wish she was here to ask her a question more on what's a little bit different with some of the families she deals with. She kind of mentioned like she has to do some kind of different things with them. So I would have loved to have been asking her that. Like what are a couple of the things that you maybe have to adjust or do something differently?
She'd definitely love to talk to you too. So. And I don't know if you saw the mural that Shannon was standing in front of. What's that?
To film it, the background for her.
Yeah, so that was, our grade 3, she does our triple thread teacher, which is music, drama, and art. We got her to paint that for us over the summer. Jan and I had a vision of that, and that everyone walks the path of Jesus. I think she captured it, so I don't know if you could really see it, but if you ever get a chance, come to the building, it's right in the front foyer. It was a great addition to the school. So.
To just expand on her idea, I often sound like a broken record sometimes because I come from, I've been raised in a Christian home my entire life. Thank God I had amazing godly parents. And then went on to pastor teenagers, which was a blessing and a curse at the same time. I'm kidding. But, I value education, and obviously I wouldn't be here if I didn't, but just what you said about the cross on the door, and it's so important to prioritize someone's eternal destination, right? And it's not just that you're teaching math and science and the things that they need to get where they want to be in life, but you actually care enough to implement something because you want them to get closer to God, right? And I think as a Christian, that's what you're called to do, right? So.
Okay. Thank you.
I just know it all. I don't have anything else to say. That was fantastic.
Yeah, we didn't know if we
And
were way off mark of what we were doing.
Well, I would love Miss Paula to come over to my house for one, because I think she'd be a great person to have coffee with.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, sorry, I wrote one down. Do you guys participate in Faith Jam?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
Awesome.
actually.
Yeah, on Friday, grade 3s. Grade 5s have already done it, and the grade 3s are going to have their session this Friday.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thrilled. No, you have a beautiful school. I mean, I think Paula said it all. To get a testimony like that from an employee is the biggest, I think, compliment to what you're doing at St. Martha's. So yeah, thank you for what you're doing up there.
Okay.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. It felt like I was right back there in the school again. Once an eagle, always an eagle. I really choked up with the Catholicity piece too, and listening to Mrs. Alexander, and how important it is to plant that seed and just have that go forward. And I found that very impactful. And I'll come volunteer sometime. I miss those little gaps.
That's right.
It was so much fun watching them. Thank you both for all that you do and for your leadership in St. Martha's School.
Thank you.
Please extend our thanks as well to Mrs. Alexander. My mother used to go into classrooms to build rosaries, and you are planting seeds, and maybe one of those kids will pray the rosary every day for the rest of their life. And, makes a big difference. I bring it everywhere. Still pray it every day. So Mrs. Alexander is she's planted seeds. It's awesome.
We'll pass that along. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Thanks for having us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. See you again.
You as well.
I said to Shannon that we had a script, but I said I don't like scripts. I don't.
Yeah. I call it script. No, you guys did great. Nice to see you.
He says I'm allowed. you later.
See you later. Thank you.
Great.
That was awesome. All right. After that, we move now to item number 9, board updates, and so I will actually pass that on to you, please, Deputy Superintendent.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just wanted to share with you where our school division is currently with our COVID policies. Currently, we're in step 2 of the Alberta's lessening of restrictions, which for us means that in schools, masks are now optional for both our students and staff. Cohorting is being reduced in our elementary schools, so we have sort of a slow process getting back to having some in-person groupings like our liturgies, etc., with small groups. In high school, our high schools can now have spectators at all of the sporting events, which has been great. A great addition because, of course, parents love to see their kids play in person, so we've really welcomed that back. In terms of our COVID cases, we do still have cases, some cases in students and staff in our schools. And if we do get a student or staff member that does indicate that they have COVID, they are still expected to follow certain isolation protocols. So if they're vaccinated, it's 5 days mandatory isolation. And once they have no symptoms, they can come back to school, but for days 6 to 10, they have to wear masks at all times. And if they're unvaccinated, they still have to follow the 10 days mandatory isolation. And once they're symptom-free, they are free to return to work or school after those 10 days of isolation have been met. So that's sort of currently where we are with COVID in our schools.
Thank you for that. We do not have any items for decision under item number 10. Moving to item number 11 for consent agenda. We have had a chance to previously review policies 11 and 12, and I would ask, policies 12 and 13, the superintendent role and appeals and hearings regarding student matters, and I would ask Deputy Superintendent to introduce Mr. Gagnon with respect to item 11.3.
So, Madam Chair, we have with us today our Francois Gagnon, who will talk about the awarding contracts and how that works.
Again, I mean, the approval is done through the approval of the agenda, so that's the reason why it's a consent agenda, and the reason why this document is included is just to get approval from the board for the award of contracts that were presented to the board through the consent agenda.
Thank you. So having reviewed all of those items, we will move now to item number 12. The Alberta Catholic School Trustees Association trustee report, and as I'm the current director this year for that association, we are currently looking for an executive director. In that position, we have an acting director there right now, but they are currently looking for somebody to fulfill that position on a full-time basis. We have a meeting coming up at the end of May 31st, a special meeting to approve the budget that will be presented at that time. And we are looking forward to our upcoming ACSTA Spice and Blueprints conferences. The Blueprints conference is one that trustees and senior administration attend, and that will take place May 3rd to 6th. And registration is now open until the end of March for that. And that is the extent of my report for March. We move now to item 12.2, which is the Alberta School Board Association trustee report, and I pass that along to trustee Galanzowski.
Thank you, Madam Chair. As Alberta School Board Association Zone 2-3 meeting was a couple of weeks ago, and the zone membership representatives are focused a lot on advocacy and coordinating, ensuring that our advocacy efforts are coordinated with the provincial ASBA initiatives and direction. we have had a few successful coffee and conversations, events virtually that have brought together trustees from across the zone, which has been really helpful right now because we have a whole lot of new trustees from the most recent election. So there's a lot of conversation generated at those events. And we're looking forward to the spring general meeting coming up in June. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll move now to item 12.3, the CCSC trustee report, and I pass that along to trustees John Hay and Peyton.
Nothing to report this week. We actually have our meeting coming up on Monday the 21st at 7 p.m. So we will bring back our notes from that meeting for the April board meeting.
Excellent, thank you. And item 12.4, our next regularly scheduled board meeting is on Monday, April 4th, 2022. And with that, we will be moving into camera for the remainder of our meeting.
You need to ask a motion.
We need a motion to move into camera, please.
I move we move into camera for the remainder of this meeting.
Thank you, trustee Galanzowski. All in favor? So moved.